Hello everyone and welcome to Net Crypto, where you get important information and news about all coins and tokens of interest. And today we're taking a look at the scam Dogeverse, right? So the purpose of this video is to explain exactly how the scam works, right? So that you can wise up against the scammers. And remember, just because it's a scam, it doesn't mean that the price is not going to pump, it's not going to go viral, but majority of the scams that I've covered from these same scammers, right, within 2 to 3 months, the price has gone down between 70 and 80%. So it takes about 3 months, 3 to 4 months for the scam to be fully realized, right? And by that time, it's absolutely too late to do anything, right? So it's important for you to know right from the start that this is a scam, and you can actually make an informed decision whether you choose to invest in the pre-sale, whether you choose to invest after the pre-sale, right? So those are some of the things that we are going to be talking about in this video, right? So Dogeverse, right? So Dogeverse is the same scam coming from the same scammers who are currently running also the Slothana. Is the same scammers who also were running Dogecoin 20, right? With Dogecoin 20, soon after launch, you can see what happened to the price. It went all the way down, right, to 4023. Right, during the pre-sale, I believe the price point was around 302, but it went all the way down to 4020. A lot of people lost money into this one, right? And remember, the price, like for now, you can kind of like see maybe there's a recovery, but it's not a real recovery, right? Because the scammers are using scammer bots to bring the price up, right? So they check what is happening with the market, and they're using the scammer bots, right, the front running bots to which actually do the transactions. So for example, if we remove the shrimp, right, we remove the shrimp, the fish, and the dolphins on Dex tools, right, you'll be able to see, you see all this red here. This is a bot, right? So this bot actually literally it buys and sells for a loss. For example, look here, it bought for 100,000, sold for 80,000, right? And it keeps on doing this again and again and again to just pump the price up, right? So it's not a real price point that you see. It's only designed by the scammers to actually lure uh, dolphins to pump more, rather to lure whales and dolphins to pump more money into the project. And then when more money comes in, they are going to be dropping it again, right? So it's wash trading basically they are doing. So they are scamming twice. They scam in the pre-sale and they scam after the pre-sale, right? So with that said, how does the scam exactly work, right? So one concept that you need to understand is the 80-20 rule, right? So this is what the scammers use. This is what I've seen with majority of the scams that they've been running, from scams that we've covered 6 months ago, like BTC 20, right? So how does this rule work, right? So basically what they do, for example, with Dogeverse, you're now approaching launch day where you'll be able to actually claim your tokens, right? So let's quickly go through the steps, right? And then of how the scam actually work. And then we're going to be explaining how they actually execute the scam. So first of all, of course, step one, they launch the pre-sale. And then step two, they start to market the pre-sale. This is now where they go to they post multiple sponsored posts on multiple crypto websites. And then they go to what I call the 100x YouTubers, crypto YouTubers. So these YouTubers, everything they talk about is going to go 100x, right? It doesn't matter what it is, right? So basically there's a sponsored post on news website as well as the 100x hype YouTubers, right? And then now people will start to buy the pre-sale, and then that's when they start to talk about staking. So remember, staking forms the pillar of the scam. So don't stake your tokens, right? I'm going to be telling you why this is very important later on in the video, right? And then after that, that's when now the stages of the pre-sale starts coming, and then they're saying next price increase, just as you see here, buy now before price rise, right? So that's how they lure people. For Dogecoin 20, they did the same thing, but soon after this thing launched, the price dropped, right? It doesn't actually necessarily happen that the price drops soon after launch. In most of the cases, the price actually increased. This is what we're going to be explaining here. So step 5, they now launch on Ethereum. Why Ethereum? Because Ethereum actually has got high gas fees, so it acts as a deterrent for investors to actually like claim because of the gas fees, right? So that's why they launch on Ethereum. So if they launch, the price is almost the same as in the pre-sale. It goes slightly lower, right? A lot of people say, what's the use of me cashing out right now? I'm paying such ridiculous gas fees. Let me just wait. But unfortunately, as you wait, the price is dropping and you hope the price is going to increase, and then the price never increases. It's now 3 months down the line, you're down 70-80% of your investment. And at that time, the project has died down. Everybody has moved on. Everybody has forgotten about the project, right? That's normally how it actually works. But for Dogeverse, here they're talking about multi-chain. So they're always spinning up with each and every scam. They're always bringing up new initiatives. For example, here they're talking about multiverse and all that, right? And you can see here on Washa Guru, they have a sponsored post, right? So this sponsored post is 5 new meme coins that could explode this April, right? And you see here, based on expert opinions, the best projects are Dogeverse, Slotana, Dogecoin. You see that? So all of this is a paid article. Watcha Guru has been paid by these guys to just post this. It's the article doesn't come from Watcha Guru, right? So it's actually a sponsored post, right? So it is on Watcha Guru website, but the scammers are actually using Watcha Guru to market this thing, right? So that's why Watcha Guru is explicit right here at the bottom, right? Right here, they are actually quite explicit. They are saying, disclaimer, this is a sponsored post, right? So why would someone go and pay to promote somebody else's project? It doesn't make sense, right? It's like during the days before Pepsi and Coca-Cola were the same company. Why would Pepsi pay to promote Coca-Cola? It didn't make sense, right? But now that is the same company, right? If my information is correct, I think Coca-Cola purchased Pepsi at some point, right? So it wouldn't make sense for Pepsi to sponsor or to have sponsorships for Coca-Cola. It doesn't make, unless it's the same company. Like right now, it will make perfect sense if Coke and Pepsi are both sponsored in the same ad, right? Because they're at the back, in the background, right? In the balance sheets, it's the same company essentially, right? If that hasn't changed already. So here you can see they are saying by expert opinions, right? It's even a deceiving. Whose opinion is that? Who are the experts, right? It's just an article, right? Dogeverse, Lotana, Dogecoin, they are all coming from the same scammers. And these same scammers also, in the past, they've done other scams like BTC, EFT. They've also done other scams like I've said before, BTC 20, right? So that's how the scam works. And then once it is launched, for example, Dogeverse is going to be launching soon. So as soon as it is launched, if you had staked, right, during the pre-sale, this is where the scam starts, right? You are going to be logged in staking for the first 7 days, right? So you will not be able to claim your tokens for the first 7 days. That's normally how it works. And during these 7 days, there's an artificial price pump. That's normally how it works. So the price will go up between 2 to 3x, even sometimes 5x more than the pre-sale, the last pre-sale price. So in this case, you can see here 303, right? Soon after launch, the price can pump all the way up to 309, right? And at this time, it's the first 7 days, majority, right, of the people who invested are logged into staking, right? So it's quite convenient for the scammers. It's designed, they designed it in that way. But a lot of people, through the awareness that is out there, are starting to realize that this staking into these pre-sales is a scam, right? So they are no longer staking. A lot of people are no longer staking. So now it's now breaking the scam to not work the way that the scammers want it to work. So that's why I say don't stake your tokens, right? So once during the 7 days, there will be the artificial price pump that we've spoken about. And then after the 7 days, between 7 and 14 days, so after the 7 days, for the next 2 weeks, a lot of people will be starting now, investors will be starting to unstake. Everyone is not going to just come and unstake at the same time, right? It usually takes about 2 weeks for everybody to unstake, and those who want to sell will sell, those who want to hold will hold, right? And then if you are not able, right, this is important, if you are unable to claim your tokens after the 7 days, that is if you had staked during the pre-sale, if you're still not able, after the 7 days, right, it means you have been forced staked, right? What do we mean by forced staked? Basically, it means that the scammers have got this new thing that they are doing. They did it with Scotty the AI. Like right now in Scotty the AI, there are tons of big investors who invested the largest liquidity into the pre-sale. They are locked, right, in staking for 90 days. So the scammers are saying, you must have extended your period, right? So you must have chose maybe 90, 60 or 30 days, right? So a lot of investors in Scotty, the AI, are stuck into a possible 90-day stake, right? So that means if you still are not able to claim your tokens after the 7 days, it means you've been forced staked. That's the other aspect of the scam, which means you just keep trying, right? Just keep trying to claim your tokens. Try on the 30, 60, 90-day mark, but just try every day. You never know when they can unstake you, right? Especially when the price, and then now what would happen is nowadays they are promising a lot of sex listings, like what we saw with the green Bitcoin, right? With green Bitcoin, they are promising some sex listings, but within like 3 months, 4 months, there's a 70, 80% price drop, right? Into the scam, and then it just dies down. Everybody has lost interest into it, right? And then they move on to the next scam and the next scam and the next scam, right? So how does the scam actually really work, right? So this is an important aspect. So I believe they use the 80-20 rule, because there are a lot of people. For example, Dogeverse claim day is coming, so a lot of people will be able to claim, but there are some people who are not going to be able to claim. Why? Because their wallets have been blacklisted right there on the website. Because remember, you're buying these tokens right here on this website. Behind this website, there's some application that is keeping record of all the wallets that are buying and how much. That's why when you connect your wallet, you'll be able to see exactly how many tokens that you've actually purchased, right? So when it's time to claim, they actually restrict some wallets from being able to claim. Why? Because they know that if those wallets are able to claim, especially those that you've invested the largest amounts, the price is going to drop. So that's how the scam works, right? They are always going to be making money. They help themselves to as much liquidity as they want, right? Because the scammers have actually learned from history. Because in history, they used to run honeypots, right? Basically, investors would, we're talking about 2-3 years ago, investors would actually put a whole lot of money into a project, right? If they'll actually launch it first on CoinMarketCap. And these days, some people think that a listing on CoinMarketCap means that it's legit. There's nothing like that. They actually 2-3 years ago, the scam would actually start on CoinMarketCap, right, before it actually even goes to marketing. Because CoinMarketCap alone 2-3 years ago was massive free marketing. As long as you list a new token, investors were constantly looking for new tokens on CoinMarketCap. But nowadays, nobody really cares much about CoinMarketCap. It's just a data platform that we were able to just see important metrics and charts, and also community and all that, right? So a CoinMarketCap listing CoinGecko doesn't mean anything, right? Even a centralized tier 1 exchange, it doesn't mean anything. We saw it with the scam Wall Street Memes. It launched on OKX. They still managed to scam 70-80%, right? Especially for those investors who just were waiting, hoping that it's going for 100x. They ended up losing 70-80% of their money. So the 80-20% rule in terms of the scam works in this way. 80%, like the black area here, is the liquidity that is actually gone. Let's just say 10 million. In this case, I think they're saying they are raising they are close to 13 million being raised right now. But for argument's sake, or for easier calculation, let's just say 10 million has gone in the pre-sale, right? Liquidity has entered in the pre-sale collected from investors. That the 80-20 rule says 20% of the investors are the ones who have actually put in most of the liquidity, right? So it means the vice versa, which means that 20%, right? So this will be around 2 million, right, of the liquidity is actually coming from 80% of the investors. So what does this mean? It means if the scammers allow all the 80% who have invested just 20% to be able to claim, that's 80% of all the investors in the project. These are the people now on the Telegram group. Even if it goes like 1-2x, right, they are going to be super happy. Everyone is happy, right, except the 20% who have actually put the 8 million in the project. So for these ones, their voice is very small, right? Their voice is very small, and it's an ingenious way that they've designed the scam. So I see a lot of people who are still not able to claim, right? They can't claim. Why? But then everybody else is saying, I'm able to claim. 80-20 rule, right? Because the ones who have actually invested the largest amount into the pre-sale, they are not able to claim, but they are only 20%, right? But the rest of everybody else, the rest of the 80%, they are able to claim their 2 million, right? The scammers even allow some of them to even go 2x up. And they make a lot of noise. And when the scammers in the Telegram group say, let's go and shill, let's go and get a centralized listing and all that, they are all happy to go and shill. They're all happy to do that because why? Most of the time, they are getting a profit right from the gate, right? But it's at the expense of the 20%, right? And so this is how it works. So that's the risk. You don't know when it's time to claim if you are going to be able to claim or not. But we do know that the people who have invested the largest liquidity into the project are not going to be able, most of them are not going to be able to claim, right? So that's the confusion that is there after claim. Some people are not able to claim and they just blame you. They tell you, no, go clear your cookies, disconnect your wallet, clear your cookies, use browser wallet. Actually, this is very important, yes. In most of the cases, use a browser wallet. So if it's MetaMask, use the MetaMask. The same wallet you bought in the pre-sale, use the same wallet on the browser to claim your tokens, right? So that's one of the things that they actually will say that, you don't understand crypto, right? If you are still not able to claim, you've done everything, you've cleared the cookies, you've done everything possible that you can do, right? They say you don't understand crypto, it's your fault. But in actual fact, the wallet has been blacklisted. So this is exactly how the scam works, right? So let me know. I don't know when you are going to be watching this video. Is it going to be 2 months, 3 months after the scam has actually been concluded? And by the way, like we said, this thing can still go viral after launch and it goes all the way to Binance and everybody buys it in crypto, right? The price goes parabolic. For me, like I always said, it's still way risky to buy into the pre-sale. Look at this. Dogecoin 20, soon after it launched, it dropped all the way down, right, to 303, something like that, right? So for me, what I've seen is for most of this project, after launch, if you see a massive price drop after launch, that might be a signal to actually buy, right? Because it normally recovers. Maybe you get a 2x, right? And then you sell, and then that's it. You see, you're out. You were not part of this whole claiming thing, right? Of course, you might be able to claim if you invest in the pre-sale, but it's a risk, right? The scammers might just block you. So this is my update for this one. Let me know, what do you think, right? Let me know what is happening with you. When are you watching this video? After, because this video is being covered just before the pre-sale is actually launches, right? So let me know, what time are you watching this video, and were you able to claim? And of course, we know most of you actually will be able to claim, but for those who are not able to claim specifically, can you just share how much did you invest into this, right? There is no shame, right? The only shame is not exposing these people. We need to expose them so that investors wise up against the scammers, because these guys already, this Slothana, Dogeverse, Dogecoin 20, Scotty the AI, all these projects, they are already history. They are already moving on to new scams, right? They have already moved on, right? So let me know. So this is my update. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.